Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to jump on quickly and do some trade setups on some of these Solana meme coins that I've already mentioned. These are majority in my Solana low cap meme coin picks video. So if you want to understand a little bit more about the fundamentals and the narrative around these meme coins and why I think these meme coins will do well over the course of this cycle, please go and check out that video. This video is talking about potentially levels to get into these meme coins. Since I made that video, many of these meme coins have pulled back significantly, and they are now looking at very, very good buy levels. And I just want to talk very briefly about what they call the crypto rotation. So normally when we see the market take off in the bull run, Bitcoin tends to be the first mover. It's the first one to break out. We then see Ethereum start to run. We then typically see large caps start to run. You could argue that Solana is actually taking place of Ethereum this cycle as the sort of beta trade to the crypto bull run. It's outperformed pretty much every other crypto asset, including Bitcoin, over this bull run so far. So we've seen Bitcoin run, we've seen Ethereum run, obviously, we've seen Solana run, Ethereum starting to run. What we usually see is then this trickle down effect of that liquidity going into large caps, mid caps, and then the low caps or the micro caps. Now, many of the large cap memes have actually performed fairly well lately. We've seen breakouts on Pepe. We've seen breakouts on things like Bonk. WIF has started to tick up. And a lot of the memes I talked about in my high conviction meme coin pick video are actually doing very, very well. They're really starting to explode. However, the lower cap picks I've shared, both on Ethereum, some of the Ethereum ones are doing quite okay, but some of the Solana ones, or the majority of the Solana ones, have been hammered. Now, I don't think this is a specific issue with any one of these single meme coins in terms of their narrative. The narratives are strong. These memes will take off, but when it's almost like a sector-wide sell-off, this is a rotation. And a lot of people that have been in these memes are saying to themselves, Solana is doing that. I need to get into Solana. I need to take my profits out. These things might not be around. And they're rotating from these meme coins into Solana. What we've now seen is because Solana's taken off and now it's sort of pulled back and it's starting to consolidate, people are now starting to say, okay, now could be the time for me to start putting my Solana back into these meme coins. And I'm going to look at some of these meme coins with you on this video, not from a fundamental perspective, but more from a technical perspective to say, look, if we like the fundamentals, if we like the narrative, then if these coins are ever going to perform well, this is where you want to be buying them. You don't want to be buying them after the chart has gone up here, after they've gone straight up vertical. You want to be buying on a dip. And I'm going to show you basically the ones that I'm looking at right now and that I'm actually starting to deploy my capital into right now. So if that sounds good to you, smash a like on the video and keep on watching, because I think you're going to like what I'm going to share. And look, this is probably the best way I can think of, aside from doing some sort of inverse perp long on Solana, which, at the moment with it already getting up to its previous all-time highs is quite risky. You probably want to see a pullback closer to 220, 210, maybe even $200 before getting a leverage long on Solana here, just in terms of my personal opinion, because you're going to want to keep your risk and your invalidation very tight. The other way you can actually stack Solana is by investing into Solana ecosystem picks, by putting some of your Solana into some of these low cap meme coins. And then what you're looking for, Solana might do a 2x, but your meme coin could do a 5x or a 10x. So if Solana does a 2x and your meme coin, even if it just does a 4x, you've then got double the Solana value because you've obviously had a bigger move in the meme coin. And then what you can do is you can put that back into Solana. And then when Solana sort of blast up, then and if the meme coins don't keep up with Solana, which is what we've seen over the last few weeks, then you can rotate from Solana back into the meme coin. So the example I just gave was probably quite a poor one because in reality, what you're looking to see is you're looking to see Solana do a 2x. Your meme coin doesn't really do a lot. This is the time you want to be in Solana, or in in a different scenario, in the scenario we've just actually seen, Solana's gone up nearly 2x. Your meme coins have actually come down. So you want to be in Solana when that happens. When Solana then starts to go sideways, you then want to hop into the meme coin. And the meme coin can do a 2 or a 3x. Solana might only move up 10% or 20%. So you're making a multiple on your Solana. And then you go back into Solana. Solana then takes off again, does another 50% move. Your meme coin comes down. You've then got relatively much more buying power to then buy back more of that meme. And if you wanted to, you could continue to keep a bit more in Solana and just continuously stack Solana this way. So it's very, very powerful getting these rotations right. It's not just Solana and Solana meme coins. It's Bitcoin and altcoins. It's Ethereum and Ethereum meme coins. There's all these rotations going on all the time in the crypto space. This is really how I built up my portfolio to massive value in the last bull market. So I'm looking to do a similar thing now with Solana and these meme coins, and I'm going to share with you some of the ones I like. Obviously, the screen right in front of you is Mini. So Mini, as we can see, it's come up, it's topped just shy of 10 cents, sorry, 1 cent, should we say there? No, that is 10 cents. Of course, it's 10 cents. It's point one of a dollar. So it's come all the way up to 10 cents, and now it's come all the way back down to about 3 cents. So it's now down to 0.786 in terms of a Fibonacci retrace level. And it's also getting pretty close to this ascending trend line. So are we going to hit this trend line? We've come back into these recent highs. So this was obviously an area that was previously resistance. We broke through it. We're now back testing that as support. And we're on this 786. So look, there's plenty of reasons to want to look at picking up a mini long here. And if we go onto the weekly chart, we can see it's hit its weekly 20 moving average as well. So there's a good sort of 3, 4 things going on mini right now that tell me, look, this could be a bottom. We've seen a reaction there a couple of times. It looks like we were holding this 786 as support to a T. We've whipped through it. We've probably caused a lot of people to sort of panic out. Buyers have then come in and we've pushed back above it. And now we're starting to see some continuation above this level. So I like mini here as a investment, as a trade, as a meme coin to pick up today, right now, at this level. This is what you want to see. And for sure, I mean, you can look at this and say to yourself, well, really, we want to get above this 100-day moving average to confirm the low. I think if we do see that and then we start to push up and take out this high, then you're starting to look really good. But obviously, we're talking about like a big move to get there. So do you really want to wait for us to get up here to get involved, or do you potentially want to say, look, I like this as a bottom formation? Of course, the risk with mini is we could sort of chop around sideways. We might come and tag this trend line. But I just think the majority of this down move has played out. And I personally think it's a pretty good time to start to accumulate mini, potentially something you want a dollar cost average. That's what I'm doing anyway. So I like mini here. Sigma is another one that I spoke about on my low cap picks. So Sigma has seen the same retrace down to the 786. I mean, we're talking about pretty hefty retraces here, 73%. But it's nothing unusual. I mean, that is what these meme coins do. If you look back here, when we saw this retrace, this was 70%. So, it's par for the course. It retraces 70% and then it goes on to hit new highs. This one here, 70% again. So this is just the third 70% correction that Sigma has seen before it, in my opinion, goes on and makes new all-time highs. Highly likely that Sigma has not seen its cycle top yet. And like I say, you've got a nice multiple. Even from this price, you're looking at over 2x to get back to the all-time highs. And then from there, I'd expect to see some continuation. Obviously, when we do get higher on, I can talk about targets for some of these positions, but just to give you a very, very sort of rough outline right now of what maybe I'd expect from here, I'd probably expect Sigma to come up to sort of 0.278, which is this 1.618 in the first instance. So, I mean, that's a pretty nice multiple from these levels. That's at least a 3x for a token that I think is a really strong narrative for this cycle. And if we just look at where we came to last time, we came up to that 1.618, shall I say, on this move up here. So yeah, I would have thought we could tag that maybe even as high as sort of 0.3. That's what I'm thinking for Sigma. I'm just going to take that off again so we don't get too messy here. But Sigma, I also like. So another one I've had my eye on here is Billy. So Billy, we saw pop off, and it came. And this was only last week or two. Yeah, this was only 2 weeks ago. We really saw Billy completely pop off, and now we've come back, slammed back down pretty hard, but we are finding support on the 50 moving average here. We're now back above the 20 moving average on the daily, this is, and it's done a 786 retrace. So very similar to Sigma, pulling back nearly 70% from this impulse higher. And look, I think it's only a matter of time before Billy takes this high out. And just looking at the upside that Billy has from here, I mean, its all-time high was back at 0.25. And we're currently down at 0.5, so 0.05, sorry. So you're looking at a 5x just to get back to 0.25. It's definitely possible for Billy. And I think at some point, Billy really, really takes off. So yeah, I like the look of Billy. Aura is another one I like. It's come down sort of in between its 618 and its sort of 0.73 fib retracement. So currently finding support off this ascending trend line. And yeah, I mean, I was sort of thinking it might come through here. It might come a little bit lower to its 786, but you know what? It is starting to put in a little bit of a bottom formation here. Obviously, we've come down, we've got this indecision candle. Now we're starting to break above it. So I probably want to see another sort of day of upside, sort of breaking above these highs, getting it back above its 618. And then I fully expect Aura to run back up to its all-time highs. And it's a decent multiple from here. I mean, it's nearly a 4x back to its all-time highs for Aura. So that's another one I really like. We've also got Mumu here. So, of course, all of these were picks that I talked about in my high conviction, low cap Solana pick videos. And as we said, it's been absolutely destroyed. It's come all the way down. Again, back down to its 786. Obviously, this 786 is a really important level on these meme coins. Obviously, we're used to looking at retracements to the 382 or the 618 as being, you know, like quite a large sort of retracement, which will be a good entry. But obviously, these meme coins are so volatile, they swing around a lot more, both to the upside and to the downside. And obviously, they retrace a lot deeper as well. And you just have to really, really be aware of the volatility when you're trading them. But I really like Mumu here. I think Mumu can go on a bit of a run now. And yeah, I'm expecting this ascending trend line to hold. Like I said, if we get back above this 618 and this 50-day MA and the 20-day MA, then I think we can run all the way back up to Mumu's all-time highs. And, you know, it's a good it's sort of over a 2x from here, and I don't think we would stop there. I think we'd probably push on a lot higher from that point. Manifest as well trades very similar to Aura, same kind of meta, and it's coming down to this trend line. It's broken through at 618 slightly. I think this might be a little bit of a bear trap, and I can see Manifest pushing on higher. Manifest is actually a bit stronger than Aura is. You can see how back earlier this month it actually made a new all-time high, or on the other hand, actually made a lower high. So that's just something to bear in mind. I'm still bullish on both. I think both will still make new all-time highs. But I mean, it's crazy. It's like, a lot of these tokens made new all-time highs this month, and people are starting to throw in the towel on them and say, like, that's it, it's all over. And it's most definitely not. Brainlet is another one I talked about. Again, ascending trend line. It's found support. It's sort of closed through it once. It's bounced. It's then come down. And it's retested that trend line again today. There's clearly demand coming in for Brainlet here. I wouldn't be surprised if Brainlet goes up and makes new all-time highs very soon. All of these moves, all of these coins I'm talking about, these coins can make new all-time highs within a day or two. These markets move so quickly, and you can see like how these moves just completely take off sometimes. I mean, 1, 2, 3 days, and yeah, it can happen very fast, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, definitely don't sleep on these. That's Brainlet. I think probably there's a couple more I want to cover. One is going to be Illy or I Love You. So this is another one we talked about. It's currently at its 100-day moving average. It's looking to hold support on this ascending trend line. It's down at its 786. So like I say, ticks a lot of the criteria that we want to see in terms of being a technical setup. And look, I think it's a pretty good one to scale into now. I fully expect Illy to go on to make new all-time highs over the next few weeks and months. Retardio as well is one that we've talked about. So Retardio's come down to its 618, 100-day moving average, currently holding support. So it's consolidating. It's a bit messy and choppy here, but I do think that Retardio will turn around and run higher. And the last one I'm going to cover is actually a new one to add to my Solana low cap picks. It is FWOG, FWOG, and you can see how FWOG is holding this ascending trend line very nicely at the moment. Literally, it's only had one touch on it so far, and it's bounced really nicely. And I just think from here, we're going to go to the all-time highs. I really like the narrative with Frog. I think the character's really good. The artwork's great. Obviously, it sort of plays into the whole Pepe meta as well as it's a Frog coin, but it's got its own style. It's not a Pepe copycat. It's trying to be its own meme in its own right. And for me, it's got all the makings of a top tier blue chip meme for this cycle. And I can't see how Frog doesn't go to a multi-billion market cap coin. I think at the moment, this is probably 473 million market cap. Tends to be for every cent tends to be worth 1 million. So, or every tenth of a cent, should I say? So, yeah, I think look, Frog, if we close here, or really anywhere above these closes, I'd expect to see some acceptance, probably back up towards the 60 cent level, and then from there, I think we'll push on to new all-time highs. And again, we can do a Fibonacci retracement on Frog just to kind of see what our target would be here, assuming that this low holds. I think it will, and that would take us to above $1. So still, if you were to enter Frog here, then you would definitely be targeting at minimum a 2x. But look, I think that 2x could probably come within the next few weeks. That's how quickly these things can move. And obviously over the whole cycle, I think that process, that pattern can carry on repeating. I'd be surprised if we don't see Frog anywhere from sort of 5 to 10 billion this market cycle, which would represent between a sort of 10 and 20x from here. And again, I think a lot of these meme coins are probably going to outperform Sol. But if they're outperforming Solana and you manage to get in on these deep dips and then get a little bit of profit out on the pumps at new all-time highs, then you'll really, provided you're going to and from Solana, you're really helping to stack and to grow your Solana bag. So that's why I think it's worth paying attention to them. If you've got a Phantom wallet, if you're involved, in crypto on a regular basis in any sort of capacity, then you should be on your Phantom wallet and you should be locked in. And like I say, if you like your meme coins, if you're holding some Solana, this is probably a pretty good way to look to stack some more Sol over this cycle. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed that. Obviously, a little bit of a different one today. I would like to start making regular weekly streams where I'm talking about things like trade setups, where I'm looking at some technical analysis, looking at pullbacks in some of these altcoins, especially some of these altcoins and meme coins that I don't really see other channels covering in any great detail. So I'm hoping that certainly if you're into these Solana meme coins, there should be plenty of alpha from these videos that you're able to take away. And if you're a good trader or you're a charter, you're probably looking at the similar levels to me, but obviously gives you some nice confidence to getting in these trades. If you're new to trading, then these are exactly the things you should be looking at. You should be paying attention to these ascending trend lines. You should be paying attention to your Fibonacci's, your moving averages. These are the sorts of things you can lean on to get in and out of positions. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the video today, please do smash a like, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on more content coming your way, and have a wonderful rest of the day. I'll talk to you all again soon.